Welcome back to ManicMods, YouTube's home of misfit modifications and mayhem. In a recent video, I demonstrated the power of this Dujunguo audio amplifier connected to a set of Boston acoustic mains and Sony subwoofer. We are getting closer to the build process of my next ManicMod, which I will dub the Retro Raspberry Pi Jambox 4000S. Okay, maybe Pi Jams for short. My intent is to make this Bentley portable TV everything I could have wanted when I had one as a child. And with one of these amplifiers, these Tang band speakers, this dual booting Raspberry Pi 5 with a DAC, an onslaught of other parts and goodies, I'm doing everything I can to make sure it lives up to the Bentley brand. The Bentley car brand, at least in terms of cost, as I'll disclose in my final video. We will build this together over the next few weeks, and today I wanted to give you an overview of 3 amplifiers that are retrofit friendly for your own integrations. A quick introduction to the amplifiers I chose for this retrofit. On the left we have the Dayton Audio DTA-2.1 BT2 yielding 50 watts of power per side and a dedicated 100 watts for the subwoofer. Both right amplifiers are made by Dujunguo Audio. Both of these carry the S220HS model number, but the middle is the most powerful at 160 watts per side and a dedicated 220 watt subwoofer out. The right Dujunguo is the one from my previous video and yields 100 watts per side and 200 watts for the subwoofer output. My platform and interconnects are to switch the amplifier outputs to my set of Tang band speakers that will be used for the retrofit. This simplifies testing since I'm sharing a power supply for the Dujunguos, and these are also using a 3.5mm input while I'm using a superior RCA interconnect on the Dayton. Before we get into testing, allow me to state that it will be very difficult to test the differences in audio fidelity and loudness of these amps. Each amplifier has been crudely tuned using Pink Noise and this RTS app to best illustrate differences you can hear. When necessary, I build on what you may or may not be able to hear, and this comparison will focus on the differences you should consider for your own projects. Alright, let's get it. First with the amp I've already demonstrated in my previous video. This amplifier was selected for its ease of integration given the pigtailed potentiometers. It's also the only amplifier here with Bluetooth version 5.2, which supports the LC3 codec for superior sound quality over the air. Additionally, it's the only amplifier here that has a discrete subwoofer volume, so if you're listening to music at a low volume, you can still have that incredible bass. But if you want a simple integration, the subwoofer volume may over-deliver since you have to adjust both more frequently. And unfortunately, these pigtailed potentiometers pick up a lot of noise in different environments despite my grounding loop. And these fallouts kept me from considering this amp for my retrofit. Here's a sample of music played on this 300 watt amplifier. And who doesn't want more power? Well, I didn't really need more power for these small drivers, but I do plan on integrating a switch circuit to power external speakers. Another reason I included it in testing was for its digital volume control instead of the 50K pot, but I found the jump in the volume with this knob too much. Ultimately, I decided this amplifier would be overkill for my build, and I will note the fan was also quite noisy. I'll note that I plan to keep all these amplifiers, and you can look forward to me pushing its limits in another project. For now, here's a sample of music played on this 540 watt amplifier. I knew I had to have this Dayton Audio, even though it was twice the price as others. Dayton Audio is well regarded in the audio world, and this little amp is no exception. When I saw it, I knew I had to tear it apart. If you haven't guessed it already, this is the amplifier I chose to retrofit in my retro TV. It's only half the power, but equally impressive for my application. The RCA inputs almost seal the deal immediately, as it will ensure I am curbing as much unwanted noise as possible. This input is favorable compared to the 3.5, but I also found the 3.5mm connection cleaner than the others, and as such, it'll make a great accessory input for my retrofitted TV. But equally important for my build was its simplified controls, a single tone instead of a bass and treble, as well as a master volume like the larger Djungo.
Are you listening? I'm surrounded.
Perhaps most importantly, listening to this Dayton over the last month has been easier on my ears than the other amplifiers. I admit I am not crazy about the thought of extending these potentiometers to the front panel of my TV, but it seemed like a necessary evil. And here's a sample of music played on this 200 watt amplifier. Let's wrap it up here, B. Here is a matrix I created for aiding my choice of retrofit. Here I will call out the power requirements. The Dayton requiring 24 volt 4 amp, while the Dujunguo will run from 12 to 38 volts at 5 amps depending on the model. It's important to note here that you will not see maximum volume output without supplying each its maximum input voltage. Each of these amplifiers feature a memory to retain the input selection. The Dujunguos win here as the memory is retained after a hard power pull, while the Dayton audio is only when soft power off and on. With that said, each of them experience a pop when cutting the power with any volume. Boom! There you have it. That's a total Harry Mack ripoff. Listen to Harry Mack. That's gonna do it here, fam. I appreciate you sticking around. I hope this was useful to choose your next amplifier for your retrofit. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to see more of it, you know what to do. I'll be building this amplifier, retro TV, Pi, boombox, 3000, what have you, over the next week. I would love to have you on my journey because I'm gonna kind of iteratively step through it. Unlike what I usually do is kind of hoard all my content and go out of my mind trying to compile it. So if you want to be a part of that journey, definitely like, subscribe, and tune in. I look forward to divulging all of it. This is why I usually don't go off script, but what did I say already? Did I say anything good? I don't know. Cut me.
Are you listening?